Internet, Eric here. Well, today's subject on my movie thoughts is a sequel to a movie that I really enjoy. Months ago, I think it was my very first Slashback Saturday. Go to the playlist to find out. My full thoughts is I did an episode of Slashback Saturday or video for Slashback Saturday on Candyman, and today I just watched it. I got the sequel from Scream Factory because I think it's going out of print. I don't know. Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh. This is part two. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Basic plot of this one is we're following a character named Annie. She's a school teacher in New Orleans, and her brother. Well, first off, the movie starts off with the historian or philosopher who was in the first movie, who told Helen Lyle, the Virginia Madsen character, all about the history of Candyman. And he's now on a book tour. He mentions Helen Lyle, what happened to her, how she was, the real Candyman in the first one. And he eventually gets assaulted by the brother of Annie, after proving to the world or his audience Candyman doesn't exist, because he says Candyman 5 times in a reflective cover for his book. He's assaulted in a bar by Annie's brother. He's then murdered by Candyman. Annie's brother is arrested, being charged with the murder because of the previous fight. And then Annie is trying to find out how she can get her brother out of jail. Plus, what's the connection between her brother, her father's death, and her family with the Candyman legend? Really enjoyed the first one. Like I said, if you want to check out my thoughts on that, go to the Slashback Saturday playlist. Farewell to the Flesh. Decent follow-up, but still, like most sequels, Here's why. First off, the woman who plays Annie, Kelly Rowan, she's really likable in this. You care about her. You don't want her to die. You want her to find out what is the connection between her family. She's got a good chemistry with the actor who plays her brother. She's really good with the strained relationship with her mother, played by Veronica Cartwright, right? Yeah, Veronica Cartwright. Sorry. They have a strained relationship. That's really done well. And she's got good chemistry with the guy who plays her husband. So she does what she needs to do. The actor who plays her brother, at best, but he's not that great of an actor to begin with. I only know him as he's Tim Allen's brother on Home Improvement, and he's also the lead in Project Elf. So that tells you right there. And he's usually not hired for his acting skills. He's okay. Tony Todd, there's no reason to discuss Tony Todd in this movie. He is Tony Todd. He is Candyman. He is scary. The way he, projects his voice, very, deep, baritone, whispery, but, it's very calm and collective. His dialogue is great. His look is creepy and scary. There's no reason. Tony Todd gets praise in this movie. Veronica Cartwright, she is good as the mother with a secret to hide. She's, you always see her pounding vodka in this movie because of the guilt that goes with this, because, we do find some Candyman backstory, which I'll talk about. The strain in her relationship with her daughter. Veronica Cartwright, really good. So, and the actor who plays Annie's husband, he's likable. That's it. Nothing special. He's not in the movie very long, but they have a good rapport. He's likable. So the acting is decent to really good, other than the brother. Gore is pretty darn good as well. We get, obviously we get some slashing. We get a man impaled from behind and lifted up, just like Halloween H2O. When Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend is, literally lifted up, and we get the blood dripping down, or even Halloween 2, with the nurse. But we get, to see the gut, the hook come through the stomach and go all the way up. So that's a good gore effect. So yeah, like always, the blood is always good. The backstory, we get some Candyman backstory. We get the retelling of Candyman was Daniel Robitaille. He was the son of a slave, hired to to paint a painting of a slave owner's daughter. You know, they fell in love, got her pregnant, and then of course the man, you know, the father, got a lynch mob um, together, cut off his hand with a rusty blade. They smeared him in honey. Bees came, stung him to death. But in this one, you find out, and this is where it really gets hokey. Okay, I like you actually get to see what happens to Danny Robitaille. You get to see him hunted down. You get to see him attacked. You get to see his arms sawed off, and the bees, and you know, oh my God, the bees. You get to see the bees, and you get to find out why he's called Candyman. He is actually named Candyman by a little boy that's in this mob. I really like that. But then we get the explanation of the mirror. And I'm not going to explain that. That has to be seen to believe. I think it's really dumb. Um, I mean, how else am I going to explain it? I don't know. I'm no writer. But I think it's dumb. And that leads into how you defeat Candyman in this movie is you have to destroy the mirror, which is hidden away. Uh, that whole thing just really irks me. It's really boring, really dumb. I've said that a million times. But up until that, I like how we get to see what actually happened to Daniel. So that's cool for the most part. The problem is when it's not Candyman on screen, this movie's kind of boring to me. I know they tried to do something different. They tried to make it so she's, well, maybe not different, but they tried to compare it to the first one, like with Helen Lyle investigating the legend of Candyman. Um, is what did I say? Annie, she's discovering the legend of Candyman and her family's connection to Candyman. Um, that's drawn out and twisted around and weird and unnecessary and kind of lame. So it's just like it's kind of boring. Don't like it. Um, how Candyman is defeated, the effects looks horrible. Concept is neat. Like when he's actually defeated and dying, that concept is neat. The execution, probably due to low budget, was just like I want. It made me chuckle because I thought that was how lame it was, how boring it was, how stupid it was. Yeah, I didn't like. I liked how every now and then though we would get because it's Mardi Gras. It's New Orleans, you know, a 3 day or 4 day celebration. I don't know how long Mardi Gras is, but when it's different every day, we have this DJ, this radio DJ. You know, he is doing his shtick, but we get to hear what he's saying as the scenes are introduced. So that was kind of a neat concept. I didn't care about the addition of a preacher character whose son goes missing and this and that. It was just another character that wasn't necessary in this movie. Didn't like him. He's an actor that I've seen 100 million times. I didn't look up his name, but he's one of those guys. You know, how like, hey, I know that guy. Didn't need it to be in the movie. I think he was him and his missing son. That plot, I guess, B plot, C plot, was put in the movie just to make this movie a little longer. Because if you took that out, this movie would probably only be an hour long. So it seems like they were trying to come up with new ideas, but ran out of new ideas. So they went back to. I liked how the brother getting arrested didn't need to be in the movie because even though he's arrested for the professor's death, which is pretty gory, it goes nowhere. There's just shots of him like talking to his sister, and then him talking to the cops, and then the cops doing this, and the cops looking at that, and then I don't know if it's his lawyer or someone is killed in front of the brother. And then we do get to see what it looks like on the security camera because, you know, Candyman's invisible and we got the body floating up and him hiding in the corner. That looked cool, but again, not needed. All the brother stuff kind of slowed the movie down and dragged it down. Yeah, overall, decent to really good performances other than the brother. Candyman is still great. Scary. Love his dialogue. Love Tony Todd's voice. The look. Gore is really great. First half of the backstory, actually getting to finally physically see what happened to Candyman, was a really cool idea. Hated the mirror stuff, but that supernatural stuff, thrown into this movie, sure, but didn't like it. Didn't like how Candyman looked when he was defeated, but that's low budget. Um, Overall, worth a watch. You know, I think I remember watching Candyman Day of the Dead and liking that one a lot more than this one, which is interesting because Tony Todd himself even says he doesn't like the third one. I was watching the bonus features, and he says the only Candymans that exist to me are one and two, and we'll leave it at that. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, overall, like I said, they could have cut out like a half hour of this movie, but then the problem would be it's only an hour long. So worth watching once, sure. Um, but then again, it could just be following up to how great Candyman was. Like Predator, I call it Predator 2 syndrome. Predator 1 was fantastic. One of my top, it's in my top 3 movies of all time. And Predator 2 is really good, but man, it had to follow up Predator. You know what I mean? Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh, had to follow up Candyman. So worth a watch. But I'm glad I got this on a discount. So we'll put it that way. Oh, and one thing I did find funny, totally unrelated to like the plot or anything. This cover here, I think they tried not to promote it. After they gave like the poster, and then I think I read something how they took the posters away and replaced it with this really shitty one. That sucks because this came out right around the time of the O.J. Simpson, Nicole Brown Simpson murders and all that stuff, and they said we can't have a black man looking like he's stalking a white woman with a sharp object. So I guess something kind of funny came out of Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, even though I just said something funny about the O.J. murders. Anyways, worth a watch, not worth a purchase. Oh well, like I said, got a discount. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Click the bell. Comment below. Tell me if you really enjoy this one. Tell me why. Tell me if you agree with me, disagree with me, all that jazz. I don't know what else to say. I'm full of coffee and caffeine, so I'm going to end this now. Cheers.